Rogan experience.
Yeah. I Live with Models is a show that means a lot to me because I actually live with model trains. Welcome to Bottle Episodes.
Yeah. Nice.
Welcome to Bottle Episodes.
Hey!
I'm David Piccolomini.
I'm Daniel Crow.
And this week we are joined by...
Josh Ri'Esgo.
We gave Josh a big list of bad shows.
Yeah.
Josh picked off the list. I Live with Models.
I picked the one that was more based on my life, so.
How
Josh,
is it based on your life?
It's
Because you're a hand model that hangs out with people way more attractive than you.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Look at those cuticles.
So the show I Live with Models. Josh, tell us, did you just see that name and you were like, I want to look at models for an hour?
Okay, kinda, because I was like, oh, this looks kind of fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
From the title. And then within the first 3 minutes, I fell in love. So
God.
it's pretty
With
good.
the male model?
No, with the British lady. What's her name?
Oh, the scary one.
Yeah, the anorexic one.
Oh my god, so great. Yeah.
I can't believe they would have an anorexic model. That's so against type. So let's talk about the show. I Live with Models is a show from 2015 to 2017. It was a UK production of it's a UK production of a show set in America in Miami.
With a mostly American cast.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, I looked it up. So it aired on Comedy Central UK. But when I Googled it, I found a lot of evidence of it on
Comedy Central Africa.
Comedy
'Cause
Central
That's where I found it.
Asia,
Yeah.
Italy. It seems, and then the copy we got from online was in Russian.
Yes.
And then we had different audio option for English.
Yeah, I thought
So
it was
think-
very strange that they all spoke Russian.
I think this show that is set in America with an American cast aired on every Comedy Central in the world except America. I had never heard of this.
No, I hadn't heard of it either.
I don't even know who put it on this list.
Me.
Where did you find it?
It's got a 3.0 on IMDb.
Oh, okay.
That's how I find. I just go through, and the other thing is, once you look at one shitty show, IMDb is like, oh, you like bad stuff. Here's more bad stuff.
And they picked I Live with Models.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
on the list of weird shows you could just find on the internet. It's got a 3.0 on IMDb. I Live with Models.
That's less than 1 star for every model that lives in the house. 4 models live in the house. 1 is the hand model, but...
Yeah, so the show is set on the fringes of the fashion industry in Miami. The show follows the everyday adventures of 4 naive 20-somethings coming face to flawless face with the real world, which is not even a good way to describe the show at all. It's a guy gets discovered as a hand model for his perfect hands, and then...
But he's just like a schlubby dude otherwise.
Yeah, he's just like imagine you took less personality for Mike Birbiglia.
Okay, dude, I thought he was Mike Birbiglia every other minute.
We would have heard about
I
this
was
if it was Mike
IMDb-ing this,
Birbiglia.
I was like, this is Mike Birbiglia. This has to be. Yeah.
Also, it has to be.
It
What
has
does that
to be.
mean?
He looks like more of like a Neanderthalian Mike Birbiglia, but still within that realm.
If Mike
you know?
Birbiglia had been in Cavemen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike Persmalia. Because he's got a smaller amount of talent. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ, this show.
Where do we... So, the opening scene is literally...
No, you know where we need to start is the name I Live with Models.
Okay.
That is a placeholder name. There's no way they were like, and we're gonna air it under the name I Live with Models, right? Like, no. We'll think of a better one by the time it goes to air.
And...
No, and they never came up with the one.
Nope, they did not. It was just... I mean, it's directed to the point. You know it. But yeah, no, I feel like most British shows have a little more cheekiness to them in terms of...
But this isn't cheeky. This is stupid.
Yeah.
This is a store brand TV show. Like when you go to the store and like, here, tomato sauce.
Dude, it looks like all of the set pieces were bought at IKEA. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They
Like,
were.
it looks so...
They were
freaking-
then returned to IKEA.
it looks so plastic.
They may have been returned to IKEA because the second season is apparently in New York instead of Miami. So they may have like torn down the set and been like, oh, we're not getting renewed, and then they got renewed.
And they're like, I guess we're going to New York.
New York.
Yeah, so the show, it's a show that got 2 seasons, but the first season is like completely different than the second season.
The first season is completely different from the pilot. They replaced the male model.
Wait. So the second
That
what
wasn't
happens in the-
okay. I was like,
Yeah, he's credited. So Wikipedia definitely says like in the first episode it's a guy, and then it's pilot only, and then it's a different male model for the rest of the episodes.
Okay, that explains it. I thought there was like some kerfuffle going on. But
Honestly, I felt bad laughing at the male model from the first episode. Well, I wasn't laughing at all, but had I been laughing, I would have felt bad laughing at him
I've been
because
laughing.
he genuinely seemed to have like a learning disability, and not in a funny way. Not like the character is dumb. I felt like the actual guy was slow because he delivered lines like.
it was like
like
he was
a
reciting them,
child.
you know? Yeah.
Yeah. I felt uncomfortable every time because his whole plotline in the first episode is there's 2 hot babes that he's in a 3-way relationship with, and I'm
Yes.
like, no, that guy is definitely like Robin Williams and Jack.
Again, story of my life.
Yeah.
I have,
How old are you, Josh? How old are you? You've lied to us in the past.
I'm 33.
Oh my God,
you just keep getting older.
Yeah.
We just find out.
that's what
I
watching.
age like dogs, you know?
Just fully fish oil.
Yeah.
But I don't think the male model wears a shirt at any point in that episode, does he?
I don't.
No, he might when they go to the bar.
Oh, yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so. Okay, so let's
I mean,
talk
it's like
about
a tank top. to
Let's
be
talk
fair.
about the
Yeah.
episode itself.
Okay. It has the quickest intro to premise I've ever seen in a sitcom, which
Yeah.
is the guy is this guy's in line at a coffee shop. He's like, I need a hand model, and then he goes to the guy at the register. He's like, you've got good hands, and then the credits roll.
He hands him a cup of coffee, and he's like, "Well, you don't say."
And then the intro, and then he goes like, "Here, you live in this house rent free now. Other models live here. You live here
We did
now.
it. We did it. You're done.
Welcome to I Live with Models." No set. I don't know the guy's name.
That's
And then-
true. What is his name?
I have no clue.
He does. He does have a name.
He does have a name.
It's
I
Mike
never bothered to
Birbiglia.
learn it.
Yeah. No. It's Luke.
Luke.
Yeah.
Just like Star Wars, he was chosen.
I feel like they could have done away with that first scene altogether. By the way,
What do you?
no, like
Like
that
the coffee
the,
one?
the cold open. I
could've-
feel like if like they could have just started with him going to the house.
No, you could have. I think it's good to have a cold open there, but it should be funny.
It shouldn't just be like, hey. That is the problem with this whole series. It does feel like they wrote like the outline of a show, and they're like, we actually go into production tomorrow, and you're like, well, fuck. All right, I guess we're doing it.
Like a better version of that opening scene, by the way, is they're at auditions, and he's like a delivery guy, and then you get to see a bunch of sad models when they pick him over them.
Oh, yeah, that
Oh.
would be a funny, like, they're auditioning, they're like, we cannot get through all these. It's still shitty, but this whole show
It's
is that.
slightly better. You know,
Yeah.
It's a
you're
little. It
trying-
makes more sense than like you
Yeah.
know coincidentally.
Then
showing
him,
up.
he's like, I need a hand model in the next 8 minutes, and he's at a coffee shop.
Yeah, no, a delivery.
It's an
yeah.
emergency that he needs a hand model, and he's getting coffee.
We've got to get energy to do that search. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, an audition would be exactly where, and he's just like doing like Uber Eats kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
because
well, we've
that-
solved
you know
the
what's
show.
you know what's funny then if they do that different intro,
What?
because he could be knowing that he's delivering to like a model agency, and he sees all these hunks that are all auditioning. And he doesn't know it's for hand modeling, and then he just comes in. He's like, "You're hired," and he looks at all the other guys. He's feeling pretty good about himself.
Yeah.
And then when they get to the apartment, then that's when he finds out it was for hand modeling.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, yeah, that's actually way
I love
better.
it.
Because
Yeah.
then he gets to like meet the girl models living there. He's like, I'm actually a model myself. Because and then he finds out it's hand modeling. He gets knocked down a peg. Comedy.
So okay, they get to the apartment. He opens a door immediately. There's a naked woman.
Josh, just love of his
Okay.
life.
By the way, like the amount of times that people were walking in on people was like, it's such an overdone trope. By the way, to just fucking walk in multiple times.
It's also 2015. It's not like this is like a show that's forever ago.
yeah,
This-
yeah.
The world was different before Trump. You could just walk in on women in the bathroom and it was funny.
Jesus. I don't like how right you are a little bit in probably the nature of this show. I haven't watched any of the second season, but the second season takes place in 2017.
I want to watch the second season.
I haven't.
Why?
It's in Russian.
Why do you want to watch the second season?
Because I want.
I also have all the first season. You can watch the whole thing.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah.
I watch with models.
Yeah, no, you have to hire 4 models to come hang out with you and watch I Live with Models together.
That'd be a more successful podcast than this.
It would have to be a video podcast.
I feel like after you watch this, you're now just like showing your hands to guys in fancy suits, hoping.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, totally. No. I'm gonna get a job at a coffee shop now and just
Living the dream.
one day. No, I don't know. I feel like it was. I'll be honest. Like there were some. It felt so structured. I guess is a great way to put it. It felt like an AI wrote it.
Yeah.
You know, like it was so.
Which is actually good because now that we can just show this to people and be like, this is actually made by AI, they're like, well, I don't want ChatGPT to write anything. We can show this to the studios.
I'll say this is not the worst TV show I watched.
No, that you watch or have watched.
Have watched.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It was also in 1.5 speed, so I'm not really sure.
Oh.
You know, I was like, wow, these episodes are short. You know. These models talk very fast.
So the thing about it is it is very traditional sitcom in a way that just feels like it could have been on ABC like for one season.
You know what it felt like? You ever see the show Undateable? It was like Crystalia, Brent Morin.
I don't know why, but when you were like, have you ever seen the show? I really wanted you to be like, have you ever seen the show Models Live With Me? It's a lot like that show.
Yeah, and I think it's that weird thing of it's just like they made a generic American sitcom and then just tried to QB sneak it into the rest of the world.
But not America.
But not America.
Why?
Also,
Why?
tell me if I'm wrong, but Miami isn't like a fashion place?
Not as
right?
much as New York or something, but
no,
like,
it's heavy.
yeah.
No, there's a lot of modeling.
I would
done in
imagine,
Miami.
but
Yeah.
it felt so LA. I guess I thought it took place in LA for like a good.
Miami and LA are fairly similar if you ignore the Spanish populations.
I think-
okay.
This whitewash
Which it
show is
definitely
going to
did
do.
actually.
Yeah.
I think they went with Miami
The Latin American
because
populations, let me clarify.
Oh
for
yeah,
that,
yeah.
I think it's a more popular vacation destination for people coming from Europe than LA.
Oh,
Because you don't have to
Interesting.
fly all the way across America.
Yeah.
People know what Miami is. It's a little romanticized, I think, in the rest of the world in a way. It isn't as much as America. Like when Messi came to America, he's like, well, I'm going to Miami.
It's a party
Yeah.
town. And it's like, oh, and here's the thing. If you have money, Miami's a blast.
I had
yeah.
fun in Miami without money. I'd recommend everybody go to Miami and go to the park where the old men play dominoes and just watch them play dominoes aggressively all day. That's a lot of fun.
That's actually why Messi went to Miami.
He loves dominoes.
Finally, the ultimate competition.
I
Yeah.
live with dominoes.
Is it the game or the pizza, though? There are two shows, two separate shows.
No, spinoff. I live with 4 Cubans who play dominoes. They love me because of my cool hands.
Yeah.
I thought they liked me because I was the best at dominoes, but they just like looking at my hands play the game. So, speaking of where it is popular, though, that's the reason it was in Russian subtitles, is because that is the one place it has endearing success.
Well, they have
enduring and endearing.
I don't know. I just want to point out that like I think like 8 minutes in, like the
8
12
minutes at your speed,
12
or
minutes.
which? How long into this episode?
yeah, probably 12 minutes in.
You know, Josh, I bet a lot of people have watched these TV shows on like 1.5 speed, but you're the first person to admit it.
Oh yeah, 100%. I watch everything in 1.5
That's why you know you're the
speed.
TikTok generation. You're like, you're just pressing the screen trying to get it to go faster.
I watch NFL highlights in 1.5 speed also. So.
Wow,
I
that
live
must
with
look
football
very
players.
impressive.
Oh wow, yeah, those guys move fast. I feel like, okay, tell me if I'm wrong, but like 8 minutes in, right? There was this like small conflict about like a stalker, and I thought that was like so. It was so like brushed under the rug. You know what I mean? Like
No,
it
it's
was like
played for jokes.
Yeah, it's like the B story.
It's a B story.
I know, but it was just like so like
Just I know you're embarrassed because you're that woman's stalker.
So yeah, let's get into like the characters. Is that like so? We've got the hand model Tommy, and then Anna is the second model we meet. Who she is? Very skinny, and she did give me kind of a Russian vibe. It's that kind of weird.
Well, she's British.
Yeah, I know, but it is that same. It's that like very harsh. Like she says everything very directly.
Yeah,
it has.
You
that
can call her autistic.
But that's before they knew how to put that on television. So
Yeah.
they're just like, look at this mean woman.
Wow, look, this woman's a lot like Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory.
And then we got Enrique, or I don't know what his name was in the first episode.
Yeah, Enrique's not in the pilot.
I honestly, it's crazy.
It's a different guy.
I believe you. It was 1-to-1 for me. I did it without a beat.
It's a white guy in the first episode and a Latin guy the rest of
Yeah,
the time.
but both of them seemed like they had learning disabilities.
Enrique less so.
He
Yeah.
was kissing a chicken.
No, Enrique owns a chicken that another guy kissed. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
and then Scarlett, who is
Yeah.
the main love interest who's stuck up. That's kind of the whole
Okay.
concept.
Yeah, because I got that vibe too.
Yeah, it's the will they won't they of Slob and the hot girl.
Okay.
I would assume they won't.
They do.
They do?
So the first season, it's these four, and then Tommy and Scarlett move to New York City and live with 3 other models.
They've added additional models for the second season?
Yeah, there's 3 different other models.
Oh, my God.
Because they were trying to
Maybe
retool
the second
series.
season is good.
No, universally less liked than the first season.
How much worse is it?
Oh, it's bad. People really don't like the first season, or they don't like the second. Like at least the first season like has like some stuff, and the second season people had already given up. Nobody was watching it that wasn't already watching it. And it turns out it's just Russian.
We're the first new viewers in 8 years.
So yeah, no. If you go through the second season, people just also don't like. It's like every episode is just worse. It did not pick up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. Man, I didn't even watch the second episode. I can't imagine when you watch the second
could you?
season.
That was the best episode.
Wait, you didn't watch the second
No,
episode?
I didn't want to.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, you really?
Yeah, this is like your podcast.
No, I already alluded to the fact that he kisses a chicken or
That's
owns
true.
a
Oh,
chicken
yeah,
in the
yeah,
second
yeah,
episode.
yeah.
That's true.
They all look the same, by the way. All the models look the same. I just want to, which I mean, I know is like
What do you mean? Like all the models at the party, or
the guy who was kissing the chicken looked exactly like the guy who owned the chicken.
And they both looked like the chicken.
Yes.
chicken, also a male model.
Yeah. Whoa, you're a feather model.
I live with chickens.
Plenty of people. That's called a farm.
Okay,
That's literally called a farm.
I don't want to just say we've invented a new joke structure, but I think you put "I live with anything" and it's funny.
I live with joke structures.
It's funny.
So the first episode is basically Luke brings Tommy into the fold, and then they all get to know each other at the start of it. And then she's getting rejected by a photographer. That's what it is.
Because he could never believe that she could go to a dive bar, apparently.
Yeah, she's too stuck up.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't like what she does. And so she's like, oh, I'm never going to get this guy to take my pictures, and then I'm going to be a failed model who will die forever.
So
Go ahead.
this was like a weird thing, but like at the end of it, it seemed like it was like I feel like what's the guy's name? Luke was supposed like when he comes in, I feel like he's supposed to be this guy who like helps everyone with their problems.
The manager or the hand model?
The hand
guy-
model.
the guy that-
Hand-
Tommy.
The
Okay,
guy that
Tommy,
violates
right.
a sponge in the first
Oh,
10 minutes.
yes.
Wait, guys.
Oh,
Yeah, we have to
yeah.
talk about that. Fuck. What are
forgot
we
all
doing?
about that, yeah.
What are we doing?
Forgot about
Okay.
the best part.
Luke
Yeah.
and Tommy sitting in a tree, sitting in an apartment. They're hanging out at the apartment, and Luke is going through all the rules of what Tommy can
Luke is
do.
his new agent.
Luke is his new agent, and he's like, "You're a hand model now. There are some rules to this." And he's like, "You got to moisturize." What was it? Do you remember what the one?
I think it was just basic stuff that was like, hey, no heavy lifting.
Oh yeah, no heavy lifting, no heart, none of that. No.
Exercise of any sort that uses
Yeah,
your
make
hands.
sure you moisturize with baby stem cells, which is from. Oh yeah,
They're from North Korea. They were smuggled from North Korea.
Yeah, there's a weird thing where it's just like, oh yeah, this is a bunch of North Korean babies in here.
North Korea used to be such a fun joke before the Trump administration.
Now it's even more fun.
Yeah.
And then the final rule, no masturbating.
Yeah.
Because guys mess up their hands jerking off too much. Which
I know
have.
a lot of guys.
he's
And
been a hand. He has the hand. He's been jerking. He's got to be in his.
that's been his secret the whole time.
That's how he exfoliates.
He keeps them toned.
And he goes. So now there are all these models in the place. He's like, you want me to not jerk off and hang out with all these models? He's like, what if I invent a way to do this hands free? And he's like,
You
oh.
know, he routinely refers to it as a hands-free method.
And Luke is like, oh, sex with a woman? He's like, sure. And instead, he just has sex with a sponge.
That's like
In
a
the
terrible
shower.
thing, right?
What?
Like I imagine a sponge is like really bad for texture.
Well,
like
some of us
texture.
have crushes on SpongeBob,
Oh.
which is a nickname they give Tommy later in the episode.
They catch him doing that, and then the next scene just them being like, hey, you want to be edgy like me?
Well, no. So the next scene is they confront him about it. Well, the love interest confronts him. He's like, you didn't see what you think you saw, and then it becomes apparent that he had violated her sponge.
Yeah.
And then she complains that she's not getting this gig. And then he's like, oh, I'll take you to a dive bar so this guy sees you in a different light.
Okay. Yeah, it is that. I was like, am I missing anything? Nope. We just go right to the dive bar.
There's a little discussion on the couch.
Well, yeah.
Everyone discusses all of their B plots. Josh's crush discusses the letter she got.
Oh, yeah. She got a letter from her stalker.
And then
Letter from me.
the mail. That's fine. You don't need to
We
apologize for
know.
making a joke on the comedy podcast.
It was 2015, Josh. You were 11.
Yeah.
I was actually 25.
And then
I think I'm
And-
just never gonna tell you guys my age for the rest of my years. living.
you'll always be 14 to me.
I'm so glad you're asexual.
Yeah.
Because you never want to tell a small Asian man he'll always be 14 to you.
I'll say this. I'd be
I live with 14-year-olds.
with that in mind. I'd be a perfect hand model. You could let me live with the models. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to continue to walk in on them in the shower.
You're just like, can I still eat candy? You have yourself a deal, sir.
She talks about her letter from her stalker, who she really likes.
Yeah, she just loves having a fan.
And then-
which I empathize with fully.
Then the male model talks about how he's trying to get a real relationship with the two hot girls that he hooks up with.
Yeah, he just keeps having sex with two ladies.
I can't remember. There might actually be a scene in between where we see him applying a lot of suntan lotion on the balcony.
Right, no, that's what he has a meet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and not Enrique have a meeting. But he's like, man, it's so tough. Just all the mindless sex I'm having as a model.
That guy took up so much like screen space.
Just because of how muscular he was.
yeah, just like everything. Yeah, he was like 4/5 of the screen.
And then Tommy was really regretting not being able to jerk off because he's getting told all these hot stories.
While he lives with models.
Yeah, no.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying the episode, don't forget to review, rate, and respond to Spotify. We've requested you. Also, follow me at DPIC Comedy. Follow Daniel at Daniel F. Crow. And follow Josh at Kid Jersh. Jersh. Check out my special on YouTube, Goblin King. Goblin King David Piccolomini, because I'm the only idiot who would name his special Goblin King when there's a way more successful Goblin King David. Hubris. Also, follow me on TikTok at LitGrandma69. And I think that's everything. Great. Keep listening. Don't stop.
He's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go to a dive bar. I'll help you get this more rustic look. So they go to the worst dive bar that he loves going to. I don't remember the name of the bar.
Vin's?
Is it Vin's?
It's something like that.
Yeah, they're all just kind of like it's like the Great American Dive or something. I thought it was called or something like that.
No, I think it was called because I think the owner was also Vin or something. But he knows all the patrons there.
The funny thing is, though, it's not that we haven't watched the show. It's that all of it is so unremarkable.
Yeah.
It feels like a fake show that someone stars in a show about an actor.
Yeah, exactly. Like if there was like this is like a character like a John Hamm's character in 30 Rock would have been. No, that's not the right.
Yeah.
I am having a weird day.
So if Mike Birbiglia had a sitcom that was called Mike, and he starred in a sitcom within the show,
yeah, it would
it
be.
would be I Live with Models.
I live with Mikes.
Why is it always funny?
This is what happened is they were like, that's the placeholder. And then they just kept saying I live with models and different things. They're like, fuck, it works.
So then they go to this dive bar where he knows everyone. I'm trying to remember some of the people. He knows Gummy Jim or whatever.
Yeah.
A guy with no teeth.
There's like a weird conspiracy kind of fuck up friend.
There's the
guy.
best guy, the bartender with the no sleeves.
Bartender, my
Yeah.
favorite character in the whole show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what is weird?
He reminded me of Creed from The Office.
Yeah, it's a lot
Yeah.
of that energy.
Yeah.
You know what is weird though? They must have just been stuck casting like the 10 American actors they could find in the UK.
Really? You think like it's just like who do they have available?
Probably. I think not a lot of Americans go over there. Plenty of Brits come over here.
Yeah. Well, look at what their opportunities are.
You're acting like you wouldn't immediately sign up for I Live with Models.
I
if you-
would be on I Live with Models in a heartbeat.
Was it just because you want to live with models or
Yeah.
Okay.
Duh. I live with opportunities.
keeps working?
Still funny.
So yeah, they go to this dive bar, and the bartender immediately is like, "Of course you're a hand model. You have." And he has all the same. He knows all the different things about the hands.
Not a terrible gag.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Cuticles.
I like the bartender. He's like a fun, insane character to throw in the show that like very much is like, it's not trying to be grounded, but it's also not trying to do anything that wacky. So
This-
when he comes out, it's like, oh, this is fun. This isn't just like weird two broke girls.
This sounds really strange, but I feel like he was like the best written character out of all.
I don't know
of them.
why you like gave that a caveat. Like I didn't just say he was my favorite
Well,
character in the
I
show.
mean,
Do you know
what I
why
mean?
he's
Like,
the best written character?
Why?
Because the like bartender like at pubs is a regular character in British comedy. They have a big pub culture over there. They've just taken a British stock character and put it in the show that is otherwise reliant on stuff that these British people wouldn't have known.
They've just got him in there as like the stock person for it.
Pretty much.
And then there's like a bunch of dumb jokes about like the bar being shitty, and then they start trying to do modeling things. And
She tries to take pictures next to a stuffed alligator to post online to impress that designer that thinks she's not cool.
yeah,
So then Tommy,
yep.
he shoves mustard on her and takes a picture. He's like, now he'll like you.
He keeps going. It's just more and more. Just it's like that basic.
He brings in Gummy Jim.
Oh yeah, Gummy Joe. By the way,
Gummy Joe.
Vinny and Seth.
I don't think Seth is in the first episode.
Oh,
He's in the next episode, and he only speaks in puns that involve the name Seth. Like, literally every line he has is, oh, I can tell you're addicted to Crystal Seth. Like, that's an actual
yeah,
line.
that is.
Ugh.
Yep. By the way, oh man, that's something I didn't want to find out. Theo Cross, Gabe from the first episode, pilot episode only, last acting credit.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I thought you were going to say he died.
Oh yeah, no, that would.
Oh, that's why.
That's what I thought too.
That's why.
Because he looks like a guy that would forget to feed himself. So,
Jesus.
hi, what's his name?
Theo.
Theo? Sorry. I know you Google I Live with Models every now and then just to see if anybody's talking about how good you were in it. And
I can't believe I got a Google alert for. Oh no.
take solace in the fact that you could beat me up very easily.
Yeah, and it turns and so then they leave there. They're back at the house. The one model is doing weird stuff for her stalker. What
Yeah.
is she making?
she's making a letter to send back to him.
But it was something really weird
I
with
think
it.
she's like drawing a picture, right?
I thought it was with her blood.
No, he signed it in his blood.
She did something creepy back to him, though.
I don't care.
Fair.
I remember it happened, but I don't care to try to remember exactly what it was.
This show is kind of inspirational in how much it's inspired apathy from us.
Yeah. It's inspirational that they got it on the air.
Yeah, it 2 seasons.
2 seasons, yeah. Normally the shows we cover only get 1 because they're so bad. These guys somehow got a second.
Truly out of their ass. Probably
Yeah.
from the Russian market. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I guess if it was playing internationally in enough places. But so then their agent shows up. He's like, hey, why did you post this picture now? Whatever company doesn't want to work with you anymore. You guys need to go to this party tonight to schmooze.
Yeah. And then they go.
They go, and then there's a big fight between the Tommy and whatever her name is.
Yeah.
And
Scarlet.
And they fight in front of that guy. He's like, I actually see that you're real tough now, and I want you for my next campaign, which apparently involves both of them. He needs the hand model as well.
Yeah, she's going to drink blood?
No, he smears blood in her butt crack with his model hands, apparently, is what we find out. And then she...
So it's a period piece.
Boo!
I live alone.
I thought it was great.
But then she also apparently repeat...
They really got Josh.
Yeah. My mom might listen to this.
No more puns. My mom might listen to this. She's very judgmental.
But then apparently the campaign also involved her kicking him in the balls repeatedly, which is weird because he's only a hand model.
No, that guy, he was like a weird art, like it was just a weird art photographer person. It does feel like it's hard to remember details about the show because it all feels so generic.
Yeah, I feel like I got like drugged and after I watched it. My memories of it are real spotty. Was it a dream? I don't know.
And that's basically the whole first episode. Right?
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think much
I was surprised how few of the jokes were model specific. Like Zoolander or something.
Yeah, no, it was
It's really just kind of a sitcom about roommates
yeah,
that happen to be models.
they were like, how do we get super hot roommates to live together? Well, in the UK, you can't just have regular hot people living together because they'll know it's fake. So they all have to technically be models.
Yeah.
The second episode.
I want to just talk a little bit before we go to the
Okay,
second episode
yeah.
to talk about the creators of this show because
Please.
it's important to note, I feel, that TV, like any art form, is a bit of a crapshoot, and a lot of times people that make these are very talented. 2 of the creators created The Amazing World of Gumball, a very well-liked cartoon.
Wait,
Okay.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And one of them is currently a producer on Stathlets Flats, which
Yep.
is I like Stathlets Flats quite a bit. So these people have talent. I know we're giving them a bit of grief, but
Yeah, they made the
Yeah.
World of Gumball and The Adventures of Paddington. He's also a writer on.
yeah, they made the short with Paddington and the Queen as well. These guys met the Queen. The guys that made
I Live with the Queen.
it's better than I Live with Prince Andrew.
He's just like trying to be British. So I heard you live with models. How old are they? Exactly.
What if the Queen, because they didn't make the Paddington movies,
No.
so what if the Queen specifically requested these guys because she loves I Live with Models? She was a big fan.
She's a huge Hoff head. David Hoffman loves him.
Yeah, can't get enough.
That's yeah. He's producing stuff. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
that makes sense.
No, like Stathlets Flats isn't a laugh track sitcom, but other than that, is a pretty straightforward sitcom. It's like I get it.
It's an uncomfortable one. It's a like not cringe, but like that awkward. It's like Office style.
Yeah, I can see how he got involved, but yeah, good for him for stepping up his game.
Yeah, that is the thing. Like we talk about that a lot. That people just like it's not. You don't know what projects are going to be the ones that work.
Sure, but it was called I Live with Models.
Okay, so the bottle episode we covered
The highest rated episode to see if the show ever got better.
at a whopping 5.8. We got Hurricane Party.
It's actually not bad for this show, right? Like 5.
No, it's the highest rated
It's the highest rated
episode.
episode, yeah.
Then no, I'm just saying like in general, like when you do this podcast, like 5.8 isn't that bad.
No, actually, usually
Sometimes
5.8
it'll be
is
like
pretty good.
an 8 point something because usually episodes are rated by the fans of the show. Like the
okay.
show as a whole will
Yeah,
just be rated by
okay.
people if they hated it,
Mm-hmm.
but fans go and rate the individual episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to watch the episodes to rate them.
Yeah. If you hate a show, you're not getting past the first 1 or 2.
Yeah, you're not going to just go through 1 star for every episode I Live with Models.
But that means people that watched I Live with Models, they got through. This is the season finale. They're like, you know what? At best, it's okay.
I like this guy just going through all the episodes and rating them 1 star, just being like, I live with petty revenge.
Okay, here's the thing about this episode, though. The basic plot of this episode is a hurricane is coming to hit Miami.
Yep.
So they have a big party.
Yep.
No, don't do what?
No, that's totally a thing. Hurricane parties are definitely a thing because it's a Category 1 hurricane. It's going to suck outside.
I thought it was a bigger one.
No, that's the whole point. It's that it's a Category 1 hurricane, so it just sucks outside. That's
I
why
was
they're
like,
able
these
to
people
go
should be
outside.
taking shelter.
No, that's
Okay.
yeah. This is a thing. That is definitely a Florida thing to have parties during hurricanes.
So it's like a tropical storm, really.
yeah.
Okay.
They just call it a hurricane because it's a better
Yeah.
plot spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't like them. Those Brits trivializing damage that gets done to American communities.
Yeah.
I want to secede a second time.
Wait, is this show cultural appropriation?
In a weird way, yes, because all Americans live with models. What model do you live with?
The models of what not to do with roommates.
Okay. Josh, what model do you live with?
Well, now I live alone.
Oh,
Yeah.
What?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah.
I'm sorry about your parents.
Jesus.
That's a joke from I Live with Models. You did a joke from the show we're talking about.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
What?
because he in the first episode he's like, "And now you live in this apartment," and then Tommy's like, "Great, I got to call my roommates." He's like, "Mom, Dad, I'm out of here."
Oh yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
you did the
Okay.
joke from the show.
No, I did a better version
Yeah,
of
I
that
know.
joke. That's the jokes have just seeped into my brain separately.
You're gonna wake up screaming one night, just be like, "Ah, models!"
No, I mailed my pubes to a model I like
My hands.
Oh, that is the weird thing. She made a portrait of herself
with pubes.
with hers. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not with her. He said, "What's that?" And she said, "Pubes." And then he paused, and she was like, "Oh, don't worry, they're not mine." That was the joke. We couldn't remember what she was doing for her stalker.
Oh yeah, she made a pube portrait for him, and
Yeah.
then he got grossed out by her.
Yes.
That's how the episode ends. Never mind.
He sent her a restraining order.
Yeah, and then also the other guy, he was like, "We're going to be in a committed relationship," and it turns out those 2 ladies he wanted to be in a committed relationship with were having sex with each other when they were agreeing to all of his terms. So they were like, "Oh yes, oh yes,"
And then they were trying to hook up with Tommy, but the guy was
They were
on the
gonna
phone.
have a
He was like-
foursome.
He was like, "I won't risk my new bro bond."
which big mistake on his part because he got fired immediately.
Yeah, which means that Tommy got him kicked out of the house. It's unspoken.
I love the idea of Tommy's like, I could have had sex with 2 models.
Tommy, you live with models.
That's what it needs. It just needs Tommy's one friend to be like, "Bro,
Yeah,
you live with models."
you get paid to have nice hands. Anyway, we should go to the hurricane party.
Yeah, hurricane. So the party's gonna happen. Tommy's bringing in a watermelon filled with vodka and a conga line, and the request for a conga
He
line.
can do either or, apparently.
Yeah.
And he goes for the conga line when he finds out that you're allowed to touch women when you do it.
Yep. 2015, baby.
Yep. I live with different cultural values.
So he gets mad and storms out. Like, what is he mad? I don't even remember.
Because what's her face, the love interest, sent a message
Oh yeah.
where she was like, "Hey, I just let all my friends that are coming over know, let them know that you're actually not a creep," which I think is her way of being nice. I don't know why he was so mad.
Well, it's because she said right before that, by the way, this guy's kind of a creep. Just, be on the defensive. Look out. Know it.
But she recanted.
Yeah. That's still going to not do a good
I'm just saying this guy was obsessed with hooking up models and had the chance. That's a lot of the show is him wanting to hook up with models, and then he's like, you know what? I'd rather not.
Well, because there's one model he really wants to hook up with.
No,
You don't think so?
no, he's happy to hook up with any model.
That's fair. I assume.
There's only a few that he's willing to live with.
Fuck, why? Why is it so funny?
I don't know why it's still funny.
I think I know how this show got created.
Yeah.
I think it was just Seb, John, and James just being like, well, he can't live with himself.
Yeah, I tried making a show called I Live Alone. It wasn't working.
Oh my God.
So he storms off and goes to Vin's.
And then when he's at Vin's, everybody's like,
There's a party going on. We're going to leave the bar and go to the party.
yeah.
And he stays at Vin's alone. So then the party is full of the dive bar, including Gummy. Gummy Joe was there already.
Gummy Joe knows about parties.
Gummy Joe knows. Gummy Joe, a little bit of spoilers for the end of the episode, ends up leaving with 2 models.
Yeah, he
Leaves
does.
the party. A lady on each arm.
Look, they know he's not going to bite.
What do you think Gummy Joe's living with?
The remains of his parents.
Yeah, probably.
Teeth.
No, he doesn't have any teeth.
No, it's Gummy.
He's all. Well, actually,
I
guess
live
he
with
could-
soft foods.
Yeah, he could just like eating gummies.
Yeah, Gummy Joe's on a lot of edibles at
Yeah.
any point. Yeah,
So
that is a lost opportunity making Gummy Joe not a drug dealer.
yeah, it's Miami. Everyone's dealing drugs to a degree.
Yeah. Also, they would have already known him if he was dealing drugs.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of models.
So here's what's going on at the party. What's her face has a guy a model that she likes that's coming to the party, and she doesn't
Scarlett,
want-
the main
yeah,
girl.
Scarlett. She doesn't want to embarrass herself in front of him. Enrique, the new male model, has a chicken. I'm not sure why, but he has a chicken.
Yeah, he got a chicken.
And then the love of your life, she's trying
Anna.
to not hook up with this guy Seth,
Yeah.
who's from the dive bar and only speaks in puns about his name.
But it seems like, tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems like they had like a thing. Like a thing before that.
I don't know if you would call what seemed like him harassing her regularly a thing.
Yeah, it didn't read like they had a thing. It read like they were playing it like they might have a thing later as like part of the
Okay.
But they would never have a thing because they moved to New York in the 2nd season, and this is the season finale.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is like they set up that it could be a thing later or something weird or like they're playing around with it, but they're not really. It's not a thing.
Yeah. It's not even funny. So then Scarlett finds out that Tommy stayed at Vin's, and she feels bad that she made him feel bad, so she goes to try to get him from there.
But it's a hurricane going on.
Yeah, so she gets stuck there with him for a bit. Meanwhile, the guy that she's interested in kisses the chicken while she's gone.
Oh, so Enrique walks into the room and
Someone just walking into a room.
the model is holding the chicken, caressing it, and just like gently kissing it over and over again.
Yeah.
It's very
Arousing, you're right, yeah. I live with chickens.
I live with chickens.
We did that one. It's called a farm.
I'm sorry. I kiss with chickens.
And then Seth is like, "Hey," or so. The harsh model, her whole thing is she's gonna get. She's like very turned on by the idea of you could die tonight, so you have to like hook up with someone tonight. And she's like, "I know who I'm gonna hook up with. It's gonna be this dude over here." And Seth is like, "Wait a second, you sure you don't want to chance it, Seth?"
Yeah, so he goes around telling everyone that she poisoned the punch.
Yep.
So that they all think she's crazy. But then Vin, or he just keeps drinking the punch because he's built up a tolerance to poisons.
Also, there's no poison in the punch.
No, but he thought there was.
Yeah.
So he's fine drinking it because I think he says he's been...
Drinking steak venom since he was 9?
Yes, yeah.
Weird how that, once again, Vin, MVP of this whole show. I remember a lot
Most-
of his
most
lines.
Has
Vin
he like really
player.
well written lines?
Most valuable player.
He's also the most authentic Florida character.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I live with Vin. Great spin-off.
Great show. Season 3.
Bring Vinny back.
And then... So the power goes out at the bar.
Yeah.
They try to reboot it.
Well, they try and use the jukebox to play Lionel Richie.
Yeah.
The power goes out. They go to the back to reset the breaker, and once they reset the breaker, the door has been closed and it's locked.
So through a series of crazy happenings, Scarlett ends up injuring both of Tommy's hands. That's how he makes his money. Okay? Need to be
career's
clear.
over.
He's a hand model. This is bad. So she ends up dragging him back to the party.
Yeah.
No, I'll let you explain.
Well, I really thought they were gonna do more romance between those two and that. 'Cause
Well,
they-
immediately he's like, I need to pee, but I can't use either of my hands, so I need your help. And that's when she drags him through a hurricane back to the party.
yeah, 'cause
That's
she's
how
like-
little she's interested in romance.
Yeah, it is like they set up some of this stuff, and it's like, why are you doing Will They Won't They in the 8th episode of your show that's probably not getting a second season?
Yeah.
It seemed like they were gonna hook up that episode, like that at the bar.
But I guess that's the classic Will They Won't They
yeah. It's like
scenario.
Bones.
And in general now, there's just less waiting for sex in television shows.
Yeah. I didn't feel the need to wait. I was ready to turn off the episode. But I finished it. I finished it because I love Vin so much.
So they make it back to the party.
And then
Anna convinces Seth to wait outside for her on the balcony.
oh, wait, they also confront Scarlett's the guy that she's usually like, hey, did you kiss a chicken? He's like, yeah.
He just says it twice confidently, so confidently
Yeah.
both times. Did they resolve that?
No.
I think that
Okay.
was the resolution, was when he just said yes.
That's-
It's cool that he kisses chickens. The end.
And they were like, all right, yeah, I guess he just does that.
Live your
you
truth,
know?
bro.
Yeah,
Hell
exactly. Yeah. That was the end of like one of the biggest storylines of that episode.
Okay, so actually 1 year after this is set, Ron DeSantis would have been elected governor of Florida. Which of our characters do you think voted for DeSantis? Real
Oh.
quick. Let's get a survey.
Definitely the love interest.
Anna probably did.
She's DeSantis? Okay.
And then the British lady also.
Definitely not Enrique.
She can't vote. She can't vote.
Oh, right.
Definitely
Enrique
not-
can't vote either.
Definitely not Enrique.
Enrique might be able to vote.
Do you think Tommy would?
No, he just doesn't vote.
Yeah, he doesn't vote at all.
He doesn't.
Yeah, that would
Luke,
require him using
the
his hands.
agent,
Luke,
definitely
he voted
Yeah,
DeSantis.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, this isn't really funny. I just wanted to take a poll of everybody.
Okay, and then at the end of the episode, what else happens? The chicken
just-
thing something happened. He gets kissed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Because he comes in and he's knocked out, and then the love interest gives him the kiss of life. And he's like, I think I can taste corn. And then it ends.
Yeah.
That's how the season ends.
And they get picked up for another one.
They get picked up for another one.
What if they got picked up just from an executive being like, that's not how this ends. I can't.
Yeah.
I have to.
I
know.
need resolution. They never hooked up.
All right, fine. 4 more episodes.
No, it was another 8. It was
Well, once he realized they weren't hooking up in the first 4, he gave him another 4. Classic. You just got to keep building it.
yeah.
I think that's everything on this show. That's what would you do to improve it, Daniel?
I'm homeless with models. I live on the street with models.
So models also live on the street?
They're not making money like they used to.
Oh my god.
So no. How would I improve? I live with models.
I live with hands.
I don't know. Like they should all be hand models. It's funnier if it's just a bunch of guys with really nice hands trying to convince people that are all models. I don't know. There's not really a good way to change it unless it's from the ground up. I gave you a better intro. What more do you want from me? I had a better opening scene. It can't be fixed.
It can't be fixed.
It can be fixed. It's just I don't care to.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
am never going to remember this show again. After we're done talking, I will forget everything about it. It's so
This is the
forgettable.
most adverse reaction. One of the most adverse reactions you've had to a show.
Yeah, that's just because we haven't recorded about Ren and Stimpy yet.
Yeah, fair enough.
Jesus Christ.
Josh, what would you show us?
Stathless Flats.
Stathless Flats, perfect. There you
Yeah.
go. And then Josh, how would you fix the show?
Okay. I would give it another 5 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah. And it would only star the British chick.
What does she do?
Oh, she's just there.
Okay, great.
She's hanging out. You know,
okay,
having
so
a
your way
good
to
time.
improve it would just to be a picture of a woman.
Yeah, I live
Buddy,
alone,
I don't know
starring
how-
her.
I don't know how to tell you
I don't know.
this.
To be honest, like I feel like if the pace was, I was gonna say if the pace was faster, but then I watched it at like 1.5 speed, so I really don't know if I can say that.
You want it to be like a 3.5?
Yeah. If they sped up the show by 2, yeah.
And do you have a show you would recommend?
That's like this.
Anything.
I think I brought it up before, but and I'm not saying the show is good, but I think the show does this whole thing a little better. But Undateable was actually like not a terrible show. It was really bad, but it was not a terrible show, and it reminded me so much of this. You know?
Yeah, I totally
like
get that.
you know what I mean? Like just 4 or 5 young people, just
How many of them were models?
Just Dalia.
just the Leah.
And
Actually.
And whatever
Yeah,
14-year-old girls he took pictures of. Yeah, get me for license. I don't know. Libel? Which one's the one?
Yeah. Slander, whatever.
God. Oh, man. Okay, this show, it's draining to think about.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm actually having to, like, pull from the recesses of my mind because I just watched. It's like any plot point I picked could have just been a weird plot point in, like, a 90s sitcom.
I watched these 13 hours ago, and I have forgotten most of it.
It
You
was
have an
fun for
incredible
5
memory.
minutes.
Daniel has like an incredible memory. Like we've literally one time while we were on the road, we just named directors, and he was naming every one of their films chronologically.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
he's forgotten the plot to the show.
I hate it. It gave me Alzheimer's.
You got dumber by proxy.
Yeah. That's a better name for this show. That's a good name for this.
I live with Alzheimer's.
Well, guys, I now know how I'm going to improve the show. And let him jerk off. I think that would really help out.
Fair enough.
I feel real bad for Tommy. They don't address it at all in the second episode, so I wonder if they drop that point, because that's a real hard point to keep bringing back up during the
Yeah.
show. Because they said you can never jerk off again, and nowhere in the pilot do they solve that problem.
Yeah, there's not really continuity. I doubt it. What show would you recommend, though?
What would I recommend for this? With models. I'm trying to think of like a good vapid show that's really fun. Oh, Unreal. That's a good one.
Great.
If you want to watch a bunch of people look like models and be really fucked up, Unreal. It's a show based around the idea of the producers of The Bachelor, what their lives are like and how unhinged that is, and it's pretty fun. It's dark and weird and kind of funny, and definitely fucked up. And watch the first 2 seasons, and then after that, it really falls off.
Cool. Well, hey, everybody, thanks for listening. That's been today's episode of I Live with Bottle episodes.